Hello, Earth signs. This is going to be your elemental Earth reading for November 2018. This is a general reading. It will not resonate with everyone. In order to gain any insight into your situation requires a personal reading, and that is where I take your name and your birth date and the names and the birth dates of the people that you want to include in the reading, and then we pull cards on that. I am offering, it starts today. I'll be accepting bookings today. I'm opening it up. The pay what you want. It's something that I do every year. And what that is you get to ask one question to the cards. It is a 3-card video reading, so you will get to download that and keep it to see as long as you want to view it. And how do you get that? You simply make a donation to get the reading. I do this once a year. And so it will run from today until November 4th. And then after that, it's a done deal. Website members, the 24 monthly videos are going to be on hold until I complete this for this week. So this is a great opportunity if you've been wanting a reading and you can't afford one, or if you wanted to try a reading with me but you weren't sure about it. This is a great way to take advantage of that and to gain a little bit of clarity on something. So if you're interested, you can simply click on the I here in the channel in the right hand corner of the video. That will take you over to the website. And what I want you to do when you get there is to sign up for the free newsletter, because I'm going to be sending out the last newsletter with the link to the form, the donation form, and the booking form. And after today, it will not be sent out again until next year. Now, that having been said, those of you who already got your early readings for the Pay What You Want, thank you so much for participating. Those of you who have signed up for the newsletter, thank you so much. And those of you who have actually joined the website, I want to welcome you and thank you as well. Now, before we get started, there's a couple of things astrologically that I want to tell you about. We have a opposition of Uranus at 0 Taurus against Uranus retrograde at 0 Taurus, opposing Venus retrograde in Scorpio at 0 Scorpio. Venus retrograde Venus is about to go from Scorpio back into Libra. So this is going to be about going back over partnerships, whether this is romance, business, friendships, whatever, and looking at the value of those things. Are you putting in more than what you're getting out? Do you need to renegotiate? Because that's what retrogrades mean. They mean to redo, rework, revise. Doesn't matter what planet is in retrograde. Look over those things. This could be an opportunity for you to go back over, financial things for yourself. Now, right now, Venus is retrograde in the sign of Scorpio, opposing Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Taurus rules your own personal monies, your movable possessions. These are the things that you personally yourself own, as opposed to those things you may have resources and finances with other people. And typically Scorpio will represent deadly serious financial agreements with a sexual component. So this could be the idea of marrying somebody, but knowing that down the road there may be a divorce, child support, alimony, property division, things of that nature. I know a lot of people have been contacting me saying, look, you've been talking about Uranus and Taurus. Taurus rules the stock market. And so whether you have stocks or bonds or not, if you've got a 401k, you've been taking a hit and it's been going backwards and forwards. Those tariffs and the trade war, all of those things affect your bottom line. Wait till Christmas comes. Okay. And people want to start ordering gifts for their kids and stuff, or traveling. And so there's going to be a whole bunch of chaotic things happening. So whenever there's an opposition, this could be you being conflicted within yourself about something, or it could be somebody who is opposed to the things that you value or you want to do. Okay. Or there could be an out and outright fight. Okay. So we have those things going on. Now, To complicate matters or to make it more interesting, we will have Mercury, who will be leaving the sign of Scorpio and going into the sign of Sagittarius. Now, normally in the tarot, that card represents the Eight of Wands. Okay, that's Mercury in Sagittarius. But on November 17th, Mercury is going to retrograde in Sagittarius. He's going to go from 0 degrees up to 13 degrees, and then he's going to stop at 13 degrees. He's going to travel all the way back to 0. As a matter of fact, he's going to travel all the way back into Scorpio, and then he's going to turn around and come back and get all the way back up. What happens when Mercury goes retrograde? Mercury rules communications. This is the written word, the spoken word, images, video, text messages, contracts, sales, negotiations, short distance travel, any way that you can communicate and or travel or get your message across on a somewhat limited scale. Okay, now the funny thing about it is that he's going to be retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius also rules publishing, higher education, beliefs, ideals. Whether this is you believe in astrology, mediumship, and tarot cards, or whether you don't believe in anything at all. It also rules foreigners, people who are different to you. This may be racially, culturally, religiously, in educational, socioeconomic status. But it also rules publishing and the internet and imports and exports. Okay, so this is going to be a complicated time because there's a lot of financial energy underpinning these next couple of months. All right. So with that being said, and trust me, no matter what, everybody has the sign of Taurus, everybody has the sign of Libra, everybody has all of the signs and all of the planets in their chart located someplace. So for those of you who have your charts, you really want to pay attention, particularly when the outer planets move. And your outer planets are going to be Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and Jupiter is going to be moving into his ruling sign of Sagittarius here in another few days. I think it's November 6th, maybe, right around the time that Mercury goes retrograde, right around the time that Uranus will cross back into Aries. And so this means that many of you are going to be redoing things that have to do with your name brand, your image, your shape, your face, your weight. Some of you may want to have surgery. This could be elective cosmetic surgery. I would caution you to please wait if you can till after the Mercury retrograde. If you cannot, please get a second opinion. And you may have to look far and wide, that Sagittarius aspect, in order to get that second opinion that's going to satisfy you, that's going to be worth its weight in gold, really. So there's a very complicated, and this election that's coming up, this is a very, very complicated time that we are in. So I ask that you please pay attention to the patterns and what is happening around you, in your industry, in your career. If you're trying to rebrand a business or start a new business, or you're trying to jump into the social media, you know, you're gonna have to work this. All right, it's not going to be easy. It can be done, but expect some delays, some reversals, some stops, some starts, some stalls, and plain old confusion and miscommunication. Now, having said that, as I was meditating on the earth signs, so this is going to be for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, 3 cards just presented themselves. Okay, so I stopped. The cards literally were dealing themselves. And here are the 3 cards. Now, I will show these to you. Let's put the rest of the cards down. Look, they're dealing themselves. There's our Uranus aspect. There's our Aries first house. Let's put the rest of the cards down. So far, we don't have any repeater numbers. We have an ace, which is a 1, the Emperor, the 4, a 6, and a 0. There's a 2 of Wands. And there it is, right in the center. Being opposed in terms of what you want to do and where do you focus your energy. That's what the wands represent. The wands represent your focus, your determination, your go-get-em attitude. But twos speak to a choice, a duality, some kind of opposition. Ah, well, there's the Hangman. Isn't that funny? Okay. There's the Judgment card. Wow, big energy. Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. Now, over on the Slack group, and if you want to come join Slack, it's free. You don't have to be a website member. This is where it's a discussion board. We discuss astrology, tarot cards, metaphysics. And just the other day, somebody was talking about the Mercury retrograde. Everybody wants to freak out about that. You guys should know by now, it's nothing to freak out over. You just need to readjust some things, right? It may be difficult, but you can do it. What you really want to do is pay attention when the outer planets, and I just named those for you. You want to pay attention when those things make moves, because that's big stuff, okay? There is Justice. For some of you, this is definitely a legal issue. Judgment and Justice. And then there is the Page of Cups. And all of this is water energy on this side. Wow. That is impressive, if I say so myself. Okay. What did I tell you about Mercury in Sagittarius? The Eight of Wands? There it is. Now, right now, things may be speeding along and everything seems great. Know that you are going to run up against a block, a halt, a stop. Judgment is being called to a new life, but you're being asked to review your old one before you can move to the new one. And judgment is not just about a decision or a legal decision. It is literally about the discernment. How do I, and what are those things worth for me? What am I really wanting to do? Here we have Libra. Remember, we're talking about that Venus retrograde. There's Uranus retrograde. Here's Mercury in retrograde. There's that Aries, that first house that I was talking about, redoing things for yourself. And then we have this interesting Page of Cups. But to go back to the Venus card, Justice. Most people just assume that Venus represents beauty and love. No. Venus is actually the relating planet, the planet of relationships. In order for us to accomplish anything in this world, we have to be able to relate to people. We have to be able to do it in a fair, balanced, diplomatic, and tactful manner. If we can convince these people through relating to them that your idea is something really, really good, then you can win them over to your side. It is when things are out of balance or out of whack, okay, that you run into challenges and oppositions, okay? So this is about fairness, and this is a partnership. There's these twos here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas, Earth sign. And this is almost evenly weighted with the... Actually, I only have 2 pip cards, 3 pip cards. The Ace of Coins, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Wands. And I can't look at this page because he represents a court card. So this is either a younger individual, this could be a child or a teenager, but it also represents a message, some kind of news, but something that comes unexpectedly. There's a surprise, and there's an emotional component to this. For some of you, it is, again, Uranus energy is all or nothing. I have seen people lose everything that they own. This could be the idea that you've been married for a long, long time, and then out of the blue one day your spouse says, I want a divorce, and you don't have any clue what the hell just happened, right? It's expect the unexpected. This is what Uranus is all about. Uranus is about freedom and liberation, but sometimes that freedom and that liberation comes through upheaval, chaos, rebellion, war, fights, arguments. It speaks to the electrifying nature of something, okay? It also says to trust in the universe. to step out on faith. And it is the beginning of a brand new cycle here. But I think that there's something comes up for some of you in terms of where you are focusing your energy and your determination. You have a choice to either step into the new. You will have to wait because something is in the balance. Now, the Six of Cups, this is the Sun in Scorpio. The Sun just moved into Scorpio on the 23rd, I want to say. This card is about childhood. It is about sentiment, kindness, sharing and giving from a very pure place and a very innocent place. And sometimes this card can be about people from your past. Now, this card is known as the soulmate card, but as I always caution you, soulmate relationships are quite difficult. And what they are designed to do is to help you move along the spiritual evolution timeline to get you to where you're trying to go quicker. Sometimes people want to skip that. They don't want to have to go through the lessons. The lessons are painful. But the thing about pain is pain draws your attention to something to let you know something's not right. And so what do you need to do? You check on that. You nurse it. You try to find a way to fix it, right? I do feel that there's some kind of legal contract that's coming up for some of you earth signs. So let me take a look. I can't look at him. We're going to completely take him out of the equation. Now, this hangman is interesting because the hangman represents the planet Neptune, and Neptune rules the moon. Neptune, and it rules the sign of Pisces. So again, this could be some kind of past life issue coming back around. And you're finally getting, your moment, because this is also kind of related to the tower situation. The tower is not always something negative. It could be that literally that, remember I was talking about that electrifying moment? That aha moment. The thing about Neptune, though, is that Neptune can kind of blur the boundaries. It can cause you to not see things very clearly. But it also talks about the higher ideal, that recognizing that we're all in this thing together, so to speak. But it can really put a fog around things. So what happens is when that occurs, you need to take a time out and try to view what is happening from a different or a higher perspective, okay? But you also have to remember that if you have to place yourself in isolation like this, only you can do it. Nobody put the hangman there but himself, okay? So this may be that you're going to be required to just stop for a moment. We see things rushing in quite quickly. Sometimes this card is about travel. It could be about travel by air, but it is about news and messages. Sometimes I've even seen this card, this Eight of Wands, show up as love at first sight. We're definitely dealing with some male energy here. Now, he represents a father figure, but he could also be a mentor or a counselor, someone who is quite strategic and tactical, someone who understands his position and knows what he has to do in order to increase his holdings. He's more than a king, right? Typically this person, if they manifest as a person, can be somebody who has something to do with law enforcement. So they may be a soldier, they may be a police officer. Hell, I've even seen this show up when you're dealing with somebody who may be in the Secret Service or the CIA or the DEA, something like that. Some kind of martial law. You see he's got his armor on, his boots. You see that? And sometimes this person can be quite difficult to deal with. They can be very stern and unforgiving. But that's how he became the emperor. He ain't giving away shit for free. Okay. And how does he get that? He negotiates. He has a carrot and a stick. All right. So, you know, and he can hand out either one. So that is about balancing your logic and your reason to get where you want to go. Don't become too emotional and let that override your judgment. Okay. But also don't be so stern that you are blinded to whatever opportunities are coming to you. Now, these are two interesting, and this is what is so funny. On the wheel, Aries is opposite Libra. Aries represents the self. This represents partnerships with other people. So there's an opposition here. And this could be speaking to the idea that Uranus will be retrograding back into the sign of Aries. And again, that's going to be you being opposed to other people, or you being conflicted about something within yourself. That's what the oppositions mean. Wow. That's a 2 card. So Judgment is a 20. With this 2, this gives me 2 2s. This is about a new partnership, a commitment, a marriage, and or an engagement. It also speaks to the need for harmonious communications and somebody who's going to be making a change. And I do feel that for some of you, this definitely deals with some kind of fire sign male that you're dealing with, who may himself be undergoing some kind of change. Okay, let me take a look at what I can see here about this Ace of Pentacles. Aces are something new. Aces are very, very powerful cards. They speak to possibilities. So we see there's an offer to take a new path, a new tact. It's just that. It's just an opportunity. Something I think that came out of the blue that is causing someone to review and go over their life, or where they want to go, or what they want to do. Tells me nothing next to these cards here. The next card I can look at is the 6 of Cups. I feel that for some of you, if this is somebody that you're dealing with, there is an affinity here. There is a great attraction here. And there is a possibility of something quite wonderful. It's just a little herky-jerky right now. If that makes any sense. Well, the 6 of Cups next to the Emperor is an indication that there may be some misunderstandings within a personal relationship that need to be discussed and resolved. What do you want to do? Because I'm ready to do this. Let me read that again. Next to the Emperor is an indication that there may be some misunderstandings within a personal relationship that need to be discussed and resolved. Discernment. Remember I said this card can sometimes be about erratic behavior, upset, chaos, rebellion, war, fights. I don't need anybody else. Moving too quickly. Now, let me look at this 2 of Wands here in the center. This is a very, very interesting kind of a spread. I also think this is the introduction of somebody new who has come in. Now, this is a, there is no timing in the tarot. Right? Are you ready? 2 of Wands next to the Emperor. It is a message that opportunities are abound and opportunity is imminent. There it is. So establish yourself and set ideas into motion. The time is fruitful. Make the most of it. The discernment. And then making the decision. That's what justice is about. Making decisions. Objectively making decisions. That's it. It doesn't say anything else. Let's just take a look at it is judgment and justice. This is what whatever this thing is, it's going to be suspended. And what I'm sensing is that underneath the surface that you don't see, things are moving quite quickly. Matter of fact, I didn't even look at that 8. Let me look at that 8 of Wands to see if it tells me anything here with some of these cards. Let me see here. But we also know that things are going to be moving backwards. No. Now, eights can tell you if you've been waiting on a message or news that it may, if you've been waiting for a reply to a letter or a phone call or email, you will not have to wait much longer. The response could contain the promise of new love. But let's look at what this 2 is. It is, and what's so funny about this is a hurry up and wait energy. Uranus moves quickly with speed and lightning. This is a hurry up and wait moment. Something is changing, I do feel, for this Emperor, this male. There's an opposition in terms of the way the person either looks or feels about themselves, or an opposition in what they want to do in terms of getting a fair and balanced relationship here. I definitely feel that there's some proposal coming, whether this is business or romance. As if it's already been put forth, but there's a hold on it. Let's just look at this 2 of Wands here in the center. Ah, well, there's Jupiter, Fortuna. The time is right. Make the most of it. The Namaste, male lover, whether you are same-sex or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of the male. He dominates the reading. And the Vedaval, someone trying to put their past to rest. So I don't know if this is the idea that you're going to be challenged to either determine whether or not you want to maintain forward momentum and move forward with this Emperor, or if this Emperor himself is trying to gain some clarity on what he needs to do. You see, this wand is on the back side facing this. This is the acceptance of putting something to an end and taking up this new wand and doing something new. This could be a divorce or the end of a legal issue. I'm going to look at these 2 cards together here. Definitely a legal issue. Definitely a legal issue. You know, and there's all of this movement. This card can sometimes be about going on a trip. See, somebody's standing by a seashore. Somebody's showing up out of the blue. Oh, wow. Namaste, female. Holy shit. Son, the Donna Maritata. And the Belvedere. Great foresight and planning. Listen. 2 things. This is either someone ending an old relationship or trying to put something to rest from their past because they are thinking about making a new move. Okay? But this is also about trying to determine and decide a new future. This is definitely an offer coming in. Most definitely. Someone who's weighing up the legalities and the major life changes that are coming through a partnership, a proposal, a marriage. The Belvedere, great foresight and planning. And looking ahead. Let's just, out of the blue, let's pull this Page of Cups. That's an offer coming in. Ah, well, that's Seven of Cups from here to here. And that's why this is in between. It all becomes clear at some point. These cards are so... See? It all becomes clear. Looking at, observing this situation closer. She's looking through the telescope. Right now it's being viewed from afar, but we're getting a clearer picture. Wow. That's astounding. The allegrezza al cuore, the happiness of the heart. The viaggio, the trip or the visit. And the riunione, the meeting or the reunion. Would you look at that? So as I said, you guys are, you may be dealing, this person may be any sign really. I think truly though, the person that this story really resonates with is a fire sign male. And he is known to you. You know him. And this reading is really all about what is happening for him. But expect that whatever this thing is, it's going to completely change not only his life, but it also has a possibility to change your life. I really sense that this is some kind of marriage coming, in whatever way that means. Now, I want to pull a romance angel card on this. Wow, wow. You see that? Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. These cards. You know what this card, let me, this is a fall scene. We see here these letters and books. A letter has fallen out of a book there. And we see the man is putting a ring on her finger. That could be the legal issue thing. Someone trying to get something straight. Now they're done with it and they can move forward with whatever it is they want to do. It is also reminiscent of that reunion card. See that? Wow. Okay, let's read this. Okay, engagement. Congratulations. Let me put that on there. This card signals pending nuptials, beginning with a romantic engagement. Even if you are not presently in a relationship, the romance angels can see one upon your horizon. Going from the lover to the wife. This card comes to you as reassurance, specifically so that you'll choose to release any worries about whether you'll get married, because you will. Deep romantic love in which you feel treasured is in the cards for you. And if this guy is showing up like the Emperor, he's going to come correct, okay? The deeper meaning of this card relates to commitment. First, you commit to taking care of yourself. Establish boundaries about what you will and won't accept in your relationships and in other areas of life, such as career, home, lifestyle, and so on. Next, you honor your self-commitment by taking decisive actions and telling others how you truthfully feel about their behavior. And I think that's what that Two of Wands is about. As you commit to yourself, the universe sends you additional experiences of loving commitment, including the promise of marriage. Damn, that's good. So that's what I have for you, Earth signs, for November. Do expect that this is going to go backwards and forwards. There may be that miscommunication thing. Maybe someone's trying to put into context what you said. Maybe they've misunderstood, so they may come back and ask you about that, or you may have to volunteer that information again. But this is really the idea of trying to come together. Okay, that's what I have for you, Earth signs. Wow. Again, click on this and come join me for the pay what you want. Think about joining the website membership. Sign up for the free newsletter. And until next time, namaste.